AITA for losing my passport to avoid babysitting on my vacation. I, F17, still live at home. My sister, 28, is married and has 2 kids. 5/3. Whenever she comes over to visit my parents and her stick me with the kids. This wouldn't be a problem except she doesn't visit for an evening. She will come for a week. And for that week I'm an unpaid nanny. If we go out to a restaurant I have to entertain them because my mom needs to talk to my sister and Bill. You get the picture. My parents decided that since this was my last summer before I became an adult we would be going to Disneyland to celebrate my graduation. I asked who was going and they said it was just the 3 of us. But when we got to the airport my sister and her family were there. Strangely enough they were also going to Disneyland. I went into my backpack and grabbed my passport. I put it in my sock. When we got to the international security I couldn't find it. We looked everywhere. I had to Uber home and I missed my flight. Oh well. I get to stay home by myself for a week of peace and quiet. My parents were very mad at me for losing my passport. The money they spent on my flight and entrance was wasted. Darn. My mom and sister have both been posting about how hard it is to be at Disneyland with 2 little ones. They both posted that I ruined the vacation by being so thoughtless. My dad says he knows why I did and he understands. But he says I should have let him know so he didn't waste money. He said he would have gone along with my ruse. I feel bad about wasting money but I have been to Disneyland before. And I will go again later by myself or with friends. AITA. But if your dad figured out what you did and understands why, he should advocate for you and tell your mom and sister that your function on earth is not to serve as your sister's babysitter and that you are done babysitting and to ask you to anymore. NTA. They tried to trick you into something unpleasant and it blew up in their faces. Maybe next time they won't lie to you to manipulate you into being their unpaid nanny. Or they can stop pretending they want you to be part of the family, hire the on-site help they need to provide for their favorite. It will be funnier still if you tell them you found your passport after you got home. And it was in your sock. My dad says he knows why I did and he understands. But he says I should have let him know so he didn't waste money. He said he would have gone along with my ruse. Huh? If you only found out at the airport, then how could you have warned him? Smart move of you, though. NTA. My dad says he knows why I did and he understands. But he says I should have let him know so he didn't waste money. He said he would have gone along with my ruse. It would have been easier if he had warned you your sister would be there. They taught you how to lie to get your way. Can't blame you for learning what they show you. NTA. Next time dear old sis shows up on your doorstep, have a bag packed and ready to go and see if you can go to a friend's or family member's house while she's there. If that isn't possible, lock yourself in your room and only come out to use the restroom and eat, then immediately lock yourself back in. They'll get the hint. NTA. But if they posted on social media say, wait, I ruined the vacation because I was supposed to help with the kids or take care of them myself. So this wasn't about me? Quote. NTA. Was going to Disneyland for your graduation even your idea? Or was it some kind of way for your sister to take her kids when she could have free babysitting? I'm honestly really disgusted by the way people take advantage of others, especially girls and women, for free babysitting. NTA. He never stood up for you in the past, why would you think he'd be any different now? NTA. And while dad talks a good game now, he doesn't get any brownie points for having left you to be the unpaid babysitter all these years. With no backup and no support. He's just as culpable in that whole mess as your mother and sister. He can consider those unnecessary payments he made a tax for being a jerk. NTA, I love your work. Keep saying no. Simply refuse to perform any unpaid childcare. NTA, and your dad didn't tell you your sister will be there and he paid for that woman, shrugging. NTA, your father deserves to take the monetary hit for not standing up for you in the first place. Your parents are Oz for allowing this nonsense. Never again babysit unless you 1. Agree to, and 2. Are paid, and please learn now that no is a complete sentence. NTA, their response in complaining about it being hard to deal with the kids and blaming you for ruining the vacation by not being there is telling. They tried to scam you into being an unpaid babysitter instead of enjoying your vacation. Tell your dad that if you had been given notice that going on the vacation would mean being expected to spend the whole time babysitting, you could have given him notice that you wouldn't be going. But because they chose to blindside you, you had to think fast to get out of having a miserable time on a trip that was pitched to you as being for you, not for your sister, and that he needs to take his complaint up with your sister and mother for putting you in that position, because you would have gone if you'd actually have been able to enjoy the trip, and money would not have been wasted. They're absolutely assholes for baiting you with the promise of celebrating your graduation, while plotting to dump the childcare work on you again. Dad deserves to eat the cost considering he didn't tell you they were coming. NTA, you were lied to about the trip being for you. You knew we're going to be used as a babysitter when you saw your sister at the airport. 2. Your father shouldn't have gone along with the lie. If he didn't want to waste money, they ruined their own vacation for being liars and trying to use you. NTA, but your dad should not have said he would have gone along with your ruse. He should just have stood up for you in the first place. Ask your dad why he doesn't just stand up for you and tell them they are not your kids and it's your vacation also. NTA, and please tell your family they ruined your graduation trip by trying to dump unpaid labor on you instead of letting you enjoy yourself. Make it extremely clear how unfair they're being by constantly exploiting you and refuse point blank to do any more free labor until they agree to spread the workload so that everyone pulls their fair share and it isn't all dumped on you. NTA, your sister and mother are both $1 holes. You should respond to their post and say how did you ruin their vacation when you aren't the kids' parents. That is your sister and her husband's job. You were going on vacation not to babysit and take care of her kids. You need to talk to your father and tell him he needs to step up with your mother because you are done being used. How could you have told your dad in advance if they surprised you at the airport? NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.